Howdy ho all. How you doing? Welcome back. Well, we just did it. We finished The Acolyte Season 1, Episode 8. Was it any good? Was it that bad? To be honest with you, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the episode, but I didn't like it either. It was, to me, it was just there. A few of our predictions did come true this episode when they finished everything up. As we predicted, we figured May would go good and Osha would be the one who turns to the dark side. And of course, we were correct there. Also, we got a couple member berries in this episode as well. I will go in order from worst to best. The worst member berry would be the very end scene where you see a view to the green Jedi chick, whoever she is. That just shows you how impressionable her character is, because I don't remember her name whatsoever. She's walking into a Jedi Council meditation chamber, and we get a view from the back of Yoda's head, seeing her walk into the room. That was one. No voice, no Yoda laughter, no nothing. Just the back of Yoda's head. Now, member berry number 2. I thought it was completely unnecessary because I think they just threw it in to throw it in to show us who's really the master, who's really the puppet master behind all of this. And we got it. It's pretty much who we all expected in the first place. Darth Plagueis. We got our first on-screen view of Darth Plagueis the Wise. I think it would have been better if it wasn't on or in the like a little cave that whatever planet that Chimere was staying on or whatever. I would preferred it if they showed him as Hugo Damas rather than Darth Plagueis. I think that would have been a cooler member berry if they're going to do something like that. Member berry number 3. This one I actually thought was kind of cool. They actually showed us on screen our first lightsaber bleeding. That was actually kind of cool to do. I was like, wow, that was cool. Great job. Good job, Lucasfilm. Good job, Disney Star Wars on that one. Now, for the story. We pick up where Saul was leaving off telling May the story of what happened and flashback that we saw in episode 7 and in episode 3. So she's coming to basically, and she's like, well, why didn't you tell Osha all this other stuff? And why did you lie to her? All that crap. And she basically picks her restraints away and gets away. Gets into one of the escape craft and shoots away from the Jedi cruiser. And so, of course, Saul chases. There was finally one scene where you can see they actually spent some of the budget. And it was in the space chase scene. When they're going through the, I guess you would say, the ring field of this planet. And that was actually kind of cool until one thing happens. The chase was cool. How the debris and everything was bouncing off the ships and how You can see how the ships are withstanding the impacts. But then this one thing happens. Basil. Basil realizes he's that Saul is chasing down May in this ship to catch her. For some reason, Basil goes over to the stabilizers and blows the stabilizers, and Saul loses control of the ship and forces the ship down. Why? There's no purpose for it. So that was one thing that I just really didn't understand why. We get down planet side. We cut back to Chimere and Osha. And this is where we get our Darth Plagueis sighting. They leave off planet where they were, and they show this little creepy hand and the immune face creep outside of this cave. And that's it. And the two of them fly off to go to the same planet where Saul and May are. Back to the original crime scene. And so, of course, everyone's chasing each other down, looking for each other on planet. Chimera is Chimera and is seeking out Saul to finish the job from episode 4 or episode 5, sorry. And they actually have a very good lightsaber duel, a very good force battle in the force also. And I would say that the fight between Chimera and Saul in this episode is better than the lightsaber battle overall in episode 5. I really do. And that was pretty much the bright spot of the entire episode. Now, the rest of it is we go back to Coruscant, the weird, really, I guess you would say, effeminate male Jedi that is pretty much, I don't know if he's supposed to be comic relief or what, to the green Jedi chick, and tells her that his homing beacon on Saul's ship has been reactivated, and so of course she gets a group of Jedi together to go get him, and it happens. They get down there. Osha and May. By the time that she gets there, Osha and May and Chimera run away. Osha completely turns to the dark side. May is like, "Go do what you have to do. It's what you're meant to do." And she says, basically, Chimera's like, "I'm gonna wipe your mind so you'll have no memory of Osha or me or being here." So she gets arrested for the crimes that she committed for killing the other Jedi. Now, then you got the battle between, or I'm sorry, I completely, this just really tells you how a lot of this is just not memorable. Um, how did Osha bleed the lightsaber? Okay. Chimera and Saul fight. Saul basically, he doesn't kill Chimera, but he beats him. And as they're trying to, I guess, finalize the battle, Chimera realizes and senses that Osha is coming into frame. May is yelling at Saul, telling him, "Why didn't you tell Osha that you killed our mother?" And that, and so Saul gives his, whatever, I was protecting you, I was doing what was best for you guys. And then Osha comes out and she's like, "Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me?" She gets angry, gives into her emotions, and picks up the lightsaber of Chimera. No, Saul's. Picks up Saul's lightsaber off the ground. And then as Saul's trying to get it, she looks at him and she goes, "Shut up." And she force chokes Saul. And then as she's holding the lightsaber, you could see the crystal begin to bleed. Now, how she killed Saul was basically force choked him, but the dialogue and how it got there was not good. But the bleeding of the lightsaber was pretty cool. So May, Osha, and Chimera go running off as the other Jedi finally get there. And of course, they use Basil to track down Osha and May and Chimere. They still don't explain why Basil destroyed the stabilizers for the Jedi ship. He just did it. So, after that, Osha and May have their little conversation. Osha, go do what you're meant to do. Basically, join Chimera, become the Acolyte. And May basically turns to the good side, has her mind wiped by Chimera. She runs off, gets arrested for the killing the other Jedi, goes back. The green, you have no idea how badly I keep saying, almost keep saying the one from Star Trek. You guys know what I'm talking about. Um, so they get back, meet with the Senate, some of the representatives, and she tells them the story that everything that had occurred, the Jedi dying, in all that stuff happening was all because of Saul. She basically lied to basically protect the Jedi from getting the being put under an oversight committee by the Senate. That was it. That was the episode. And when she goes into the meditation chamber, she looks at Yoda and she goes, "We need to talk." That's the episode. Positives. We got to see lightsaber bleed. We got the, I guess you would say, Yoda cameo. We got the Darth Plagueis cameo. And the lightsaber fight between Chimera and Saul was all right. And the space chase scene was pretty good. That's where they spent. If they spent any money, that's where they spent the money, was on that space chase scene. But the entire series, based on all the episodes, is I would just say it's forgettable. It's going to go the way of Willow, how Willow went away on Disney Plus. Now, with it had its, like I said, with Acolyte, it had its like very slight moments of, hey, that's a kind of a cool thing. But otherwise, that explains it. It was just a boring series that went nowhere. We just know that Osha is the acolyte to Chimere, who really doesn't have a Dark Lord of the Sith name. He doesn't have an actual Sith title. Neither does Osha. Osha is the acolyte. So that means Chimera is just the apprentice to Plagueis. And the question is okay, so what is his name? What is he to Plagueis? That is the biggest question. The entire series was supposed to explore the dark side and how everything works on the dark side. And we got really very limited amounts of Sith lore or anything to do with the Sith. I believe that Leslie Hudlin was probably relying more that she would get a second season, but as poorly as this series has performed, it's not going to happen. No way. But it is Disney. It is Lucasfilm. And who knows? I mean, we've seen the crap that they're, providing us, for viewership. It's not good. So it wouldn't put it past them to give her a second season anyway, but I don't see it coming. I really don't see them doing a second season. And all I can say is, yeah, it's over. And it's just there. That's the best way to describe this entire series. It's just there. The characters were just, you couldn't grasp onto anything. You just, yeah, there was no connection with anybody. None. Yeah, that's Disney Star Wars, I guess. So, as you can see, I'm very enthusiastic about this episode. So I guess we're just waiting, sitting back, waiting for the next one, huh? Bring on what is it called? Skeleton Crew. Yeah, with Jude Law. Jude Law and a whole bunch of kids. So I'm sure that's going to be exceptionally cringe. So let's look forward to that one. Maybe that one will be just as fun to review. And who knows? So I guess I'll go. I'm done. I gotta go feed my cat and get ready for work tomorrow. So yay, Acolyte, episode 8. It's all done. On to the next series. Talk to you guys later. I love you. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see what we do next week. Who knows? Let's have some fun. Oh, Cobra Kai starts this week, so maybe we'll do some Cobra Kai stuff. All right, I will talk to you guys later. I love you. Good night, and be safe.